Hello and welcome to the All Rookie Podcast. We are back for the 24 season. It has just begun. Week one is in the books, and I'm happy to be back with you to talk about how it all went down. My name is William Harris, aka William is Bill, and so happy to be back with you guys kicking off this season. This brand new rookie class we talked about through the summer league. The preseason has wrapped up. There's been so much debate about this class, whether it was weak, whether it was great, whether it's deep, whether it's shallow. And because of the summer league, there were a lot of reactions one way or another. Because of the preseason, a lot of reactions one way or another. And now because of the regular season, week one, everyone overreacts to everything. So we're just kind of going to have to watch it play out. But week one, it was full of surprises. And, it was not as dominant of a week one as most people would like to see. For me, I never said this class was great. I never said it was bad. To me, this draft class is very deep with players that can play in the NBA for 10 years. Not necessarily home run all-stars, game changers in this draft class, but there's a lot of good players in this class. And week one, most teams play 2 or 3 games. You can't go off too much from that, but we're going to get into the top rookies from week one. Now, first, I'm going to have to start with Yves Missi, the center for the Pelicans. He averages right now for week one, 8 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. And the blocks are huge. He's splitting minutes right now with Daniel Theis. He played tremendously when Zion was out, and I think eventually he'll take over that starting role. He's playing like half the game right now as far as minutes. He's playing 21 minutes per game on average for week one. That will increase throughout the season. I can see him getting up to 30 minutes per game, and the production will get even better. A lot of people were surprised about his impact. For me, Yves Missi went 21st in the draft. I had him ranked as my 12th best player. Right now, he's number one in week one, mainly with the rebounding and blocks. But being a defensive presence, he's a big body guy, very athletic. Yves Missi. Number two, you might be surprised by this because you haven't heard many great things about him, but Alex Sarr, and you're gonna say Yves Missi averaged 8, Alex Sarr averaged 7. No rookie is averaging double digits after week one. So we'll get into that in a little bit. But Alex Sarr is averaging 7 points, 5.5 boards, 1 assist, 0.5 steals, and 2 blocks per game. Again, the blocks are key. He's being a defensive presence out there. He's still working his way through the NBA. He's wanting to shoot too many threes. That's not going to work, as we can tell by his production. It could be much better. Alex Sarr is out there for 23.5 minutes per game so far, and that will increase when he keeps learning the ropes and playing better. Honestly, he's got to play better. Number 3, Jonathan Mogbo of the Toronto Raptors, averaging 7 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block per game. And that is only in 15 minutes per game. That is outrageous production. A lot of it came in one game where he completely went off. He scored 12 points, had 9 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 3 blocks. And everyone was like, oh my gosh, they took alert. Like, do we have a fantasy beast right here in Jonathan Mogbo for the Toronto Raptors? Early second round pick, like one of the first players taken in the second round. And then the next game, he played 8 minutes. So who knows what the Raptors are doing? They have a lot of guys injured right now, but he should be able to be productive. But he's an undersized big. I was not high on him, but hustle players that get minutes can get you defensive stats. So look out for that. We will see how it continues with Jonathan Mogbo for the Raptors. Speaking of the Raptors, this is 3 in a row right here. Jonathan Mogbo and now Jamison Battle, an undrafted rookie that no one's ever heard of on a 2-way contract. Like, I scout like 90 players a year, and I never heard of Jamison Battle. But he is the leading scorer of all rookies, and he's undrafted. That's how crazy this season, I believe, is going to be. In 17 minutes per game, Jamison Battle is averaging 9 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist per game for the Raptors. Like I said, they are shorthanded, and that's allowing him to get minutes. You know, he's 23 years old, 6'6", and he's filling the role for those guys. You know, the Raptors have a mishmash of guys in there right now. You know, Davion Mitchell's getting minutes, Ochai Agbaji, Jamal Shead, who I'm going to get into next, like guys that you wouldn't expect are being productive. And their first round pick has not even played yet. So they have 3 rookies in the top 5 right now, and that's not even including the 19th pick in the draft, Jacoby Walter, who has not played yet. As I mentioned, Jamal Shead, the second leading scorer amongst rookies right now. He's almost at 9 points, a shade under 9 points, and 5 assists per game. And he is, you know, being a pest out there, small guard. I thought he was talented, but he was too small to really be given an opportunity in the NBA. The Raptors are like, we don't care about that. We want him. We like what we see. And in 21 minutes per game, he's averaging, like I said, 9 and 5 pretty much. And being a pest out there, shooting 41% from the field, 37.5% from 3. And as I mentioned, Jamison Battle, 45.5% from 3. So the Raptors guys, and once again, another second rounder, are being really productive. Now, this will change when guys come back. You know, RJ Barrett is out. Emmanuel Quickley is hurt. So the minutes will go back down. But it's good to see they can come in and fill a role right away. Next, we have Zach Edey. He's averaging 8 points, 5 boards. And the disappointing part about Zach Edey is his blocks. He's only averaging 0.3 blocks per game. That's what everyone would expect. You know, I've mentioned Alex Sarr. I've mentioned Yves Missi with over 2 blocks per game. And then you have Zach Edey with 0.3 blocks per game. And he's playing 17 minutes per game, mainly because of his foul trouble. He's getting in foul trouble really early. He's still trying to find his way out there. And surprisingly, Jay Huff for the Grizzlies has come in, who's been a dominant player in the G League as a center, has come into the Memphis Grizzlies and played better than Zach Edey. And now Jaren Jackson is back. So they kind of have 3 bigs, and we will see how it works out. Brandon Clark is doing absolutely nothing. But it's going to be interesting to see if Zach Edey keeps picking it up and improving every week, or if Jay Huff is just going to get the majority of those minutes. And Zach Edey takes a back seat to learn. But we will see. I think Edey will be okay. It's just a learning progress. He's got to stop fouling. And next we have Stephon Castle, averaging 8 points, 2 boards, 4 assists, 1 steal, and 0.5 blocks per game for the Spurs, and 22.5 minutes per game. Solid, you know, he's still working his way in the system. Devin Vassell is out right now. So it'll be interesting to see if he continues to get minutes when Vassell comes back. The Spurs have a lot of players that are all kind of similar. So it would be interesting to see if they can make a move to trade some of those guys. They have some decent depth, but we want to see how that's going to play out. So we'll just have to stay tuned. Up next, the number 1 pick in the draft, Zachary Richardson for the Hawks. He is averaging 8 points, 2 boards, 1 assist, and 0.7 blocks per game. And, you know, a lot of people were down on Zachary Richardson, and this is in 21 minutes per game because they felt he should not have been the first pick in the draft. I felt that way as well, but people were bashing him a little too much. You know, he showed me signs that he will have a bright future. I love his height, length, shooting ability. I think he will be okay. But right now he's shooting 20% from 3, and that's what has him a little lower on the list. But it's going to come with time. Playing more with Trey, he's going to be okay. And his field goal percentage overall is 36%. So that's what he has to improve. Every player on this list has things to improve. We will see how soon it happens. And he played a little bit more because Hunter got hurt recently. But it's good to see him getting those minutes. You know, I expected he would probably start, but they wanted to start with DeAndre Hunter. But now with the injury, with Zachary being in the starting lineup, will he continue to keep that spot, or will Hunter get it when he comes back? We will see. But it's a bright future for Zachary. Don't worry about it, guys. But like, he's not a classic number 1 pick. He's not going to come in and change your team, like I mentioned earlier. Like, He could be an all-star 1 or 2 or 3 times in his career, but he's not coming in like Paolo Banchero or Chet Holmgren or these guys that are top picks that come in to just change your team. Next, we have Ryan Dunn for the Suns, averaging 8 points, 2 boards, and 1 assist, and that's in 14 minutes for Phoenix. He's being a great defensive presence for the Suns, guarding the best player on every team. He's had 3 legendary matchups already, Harden, LeBron, and Luka, and he's not shutting them down, but he's taking the load off of KD and other guys on defense like Bradley Beal because, they have older legs. They can't keep up with those guys, and Ryan Dunn is here for defense, but he's actually providing some offense, shooting the ball much better than anyone expected. 46% from 3. And this is a guy that was terrible from 3 in college and 50% from the field. So I expect his minutes to go up. Like I said, 14 minutes per game. I think he can provide a lot of positives for the Phoenix Suns that they could use. And, who better to learn along with than KD, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Nurkic, those guys. So next on the list, we have Dalton Knecht for the LA Lakers, 8 points, 2 assists, 0.7 steals per game in only 16 minutes per game. So Dalton Knecht is having a good season at almost 42% from 3. That's what they need him for. And if I didn't mention 16 minutes per game. So if those minutes were doubled, there you have it. You have a primetime rookie of the year player, but right now he's still got some more to do. He's still got some more to do. But I'm expecting Dalton Knecht to continue to trend in a good way. Like I said, almost 8 points per game. So if his minutes were double, that's 16 points per game. For some reason, the points went away, but they're back now. But he's got a bright future for the Lakers. The Lakers fans love him already. They're calling him West Side Connect because that's a hip hop reference, and he's on in LA. So, but he keeps that 3-point percentage up. His minutes will continue to increase from 16 to 20 to 24. We will see how it goes. But the Lakers are playing really well under JJ Redick, so they just got to keep that up. Next, we have Donovan Clingan averaging 5 points, 6 boards, 2 blocks, and that's in only 13 minutes per game. Okay, I was not high on Clingan, as far as being a top 10 pick in this draft class, but that production is amazing, especially when you think about the 13 minutes. Because you have 5 points per game. If that's 26 minutes, the minutes are double. That's 10 points, 11 boards, 4 blocks. That's great numbers. So we just got to get those minutes up. I don't know if Portland is trying to showcase DeAndre Ayton or not, but we know Clingan is the future for this team. That's what they drafted him for, and he's being productive in limited minutes. So you need to go ahead and ramp his minutes up and stop playing Portland. And next we have Jalen Wells from the Memphis Grizzlies. Second-round picks. That's the third second-round pick on this list. Jonathan Mogbo, Jamal Shead, now Jalen Wells, kind of playing out of unexpectedness. The Grizzlies have Vince Williams, they have Gigi Jackson, and they're both out. They were expected to be there. And so with them being gone, Jalen Wells has been able to fit in. He's a great 3-point shooter, has great size. He's averaging 7 points, 2 boards, and 1 assist. And his name is completely gone. But he's having a great season. Let me see what he's shooting from 3. 36.5% from 3 for Jalen Wells. And that's good enough. That's above average. And if that continues, that's going to be even better. He's playing 21 minutes per game, and no one expected this. After the first 2 or 3 games, he was the leading scorer. And we just want to see him get more minutes. I mean, I'm excited about it. We don't need to see John Contra in there. Develop Jalen Wells, get him some more shots and opportunities. He can light it up from 3. His field goal percentage is not good at 27%, but from 3, he can be deadly for you. So it's good to see Memphis. They have 2 rookies on this list. So who would have thought that? Next, we have Bub Carrington for the Wizards. 6.5 points per game, 2.5 boards, 3 assists, and 1 block per game for the Wizards. That's 2 Wizards on the list, but that was to be expected. There are a lot of high expectations for Bub Carrington after Summer League, and he's doing okay. He's playing 25 minutes per game, but they've only played 2 games. So the Wizards and the Spurs have only played 2 games. So it's a little tougher to gauge their true value, but Bub Carrington is going to be a great prospect in the future. No question about it. Shooting 33% from 3, but only 21% from the field. So we got to get those numbers up, just like everybody else. So it's nothing to panic about. And last but not least, we have Ron Holland for the Detroit Pistons, averaging 5 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, and 1 steal per game. Now, Ron Holland, 4th or 5th pick in the draft, averaging 13 minutes per game. That's not a lot of time to get in there and be productive. So that's not helpful. And he's shooting, let's see, his 3-point percentage is 12.5%. Obviously, that's not great. His field goal percentage, 37.5%. That's not good at all. But yeah, when I say not great, I mean that's horrendous. It's not often that you see a number under 20%. But Ron Holland, we knew this. This was his weakness coming into the draft, his 3-point percentage, his 3-point shooting ability, period. But hey, Ryan Dunn had that same issue, and he is lighting it up at over 40%. So I don't know if they need to steal Ryan Dunn's shooting coach, or Ron Holland just needs to get in the gym some more. I heard they got a new shooting coach in Detroit, so it's just going to take some time. And also playing 13 minutes per game for Holland, you don't really have time to get a feel and a rhythm. I say that even though Ryan Dunn's playing 14 minutes per game and he's doing it, but still, I'm going to give Ron Holland some time. The talent's out of this world. Sometimes it's difficult to fit in with guys, but they're on a young team. A lot of rookies come in and are on a young team, and it really kills their game. And when you come in with a veteran team like Ryan Dunn is, that can truly help you learn the game the right way. You might get off to a slower start, but you're a better player in the long run. Some guys get on bad teams and pick up bad habits, and that never leaves them. So hold out hope for Ron Holland. I would love to see him get some more minutes, but yeah, when they brought in Tobias Harris, I was like, ugh. And this is without Ausar Thompson involved yet. He's still out from his blood clot injury. So the minutes are going to be really sketchy for Ron Holland, but we are waiting to see what's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I mean, they're not going to make the playoffs. They need to see what he can do. And maybe Tobias will get traded. We don't know. We will see. Now, that's the top rookies for the week 1. Just some other interesting tidbits of the rookies. You're probably saying, he didn't say a few names. Where is Rob Dillingham? What's he doing? He was the 8th pick in the draft. The Timberwolves traded a lot for him, seemingly to play him, right? First week, no games played for Rob Dillingham. DNPs all week. So that's a bit surprising. In the preseason, he was up and down. He had an exciting game, like, oh my God, this is great. And then he had games to where you see, oh, he's going to need time to develop. I did expect him to play and be Mike Conley's direct backup, but they say DiVincenzo being traded to Minnesota has kind of put a wrench in that because he's a ball handler. I think they still should go ahead and get Dillingham out there now, as opposed to, say, Conley gets hurt. Then you got to bring him in later in the season. He doesn't have those reps. You need to get those reps in now, even if it's 10 minutes per game to get him used to the NBA. But I don't know why you traded for the 8th pick if you're not going to play the young man. Also, Tijan Salon, his first 2 games were DNPs for the Hornets after he had a really impressive preseason, maybe where he shot the ball a little bit too much. But that's what it's the preseason. That's what you should want them to do. But there was talk that he has a finger sprain. So I don't know if that happened before the 2 DNPs or after. and if that's why he was a DNP or not. But he did play in the third game for the Hornets, only 8 minutes though. So I don't know if they are getting kickback from the fans. Like, he's the sixth pick in the draft. Why is he not playing? And now they're like, okay, we'll play him. And LaMelo missed the last game as well. So, and Brandon Miller is out. So, and Mark Williams is out. So maybe they're feeling forced to play him because the Hornets have a lot of injuries. But keep an eye on Tajon Salon. His second week will be much better than his first, trust me. And also another guy, the biggest guy that's been talked about all off season is Reed Sheppard. I've been a big criticizer of Reed Sheppard. I did not think he was a lottery pick, mainly because of his size, and I didn't think he was a point guard. But throughout the summer league, tremendous. Practice, tremendous. Preseason, pretty good. I mean, okay, solid. But still, from the summer league, everyone sees what he can do if it works out. Could he push Fred VanVleet out the door? He has not been given the minutes to be productive at all. And that's probably the biggest surprise for this rookie class so far, is in 3 games, he's averaging 11 minutes per game, almost 12 minutes per game, 3 points per game, 2 boards, and that's it. 3 points, 2 boards. Like, not even worth mentioning the assists. No, one rebound and 2 assists. 3, 1, and 2 for Reed Sheppard. That's not good, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, Jamal Shead is doing 3 times better than that, and he was a late second round pick. He is getting almost twice the minutes though. So with the Rockets, there was talk. What is up with Reed Sheppard? They didn't really want the pick. You remember the Rockets saying they wanted to trade the pick. They want a veteran in there. They did not find a trade that they felt was good enough. I thought they should try to go get Brandon Ingram, secure that small forward role. They went with the pick, and now the coach does not trust Reed Sheppard yet. It may happen week 2, week 3, week 4. I don't know. May take an injury. But right now, Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Amen Thompson are running it for the Rockets until further notice. But we will see what happens with Reed Sheppard. So if there's any other rookies that you would like to hear me talk about that I didn't mention, let me see. They're not really getting much minutes, Jalen Tyson, 5 minutes per game. Cody Williams, he's played 22 minutes per game in his 2 games, the 10th pick in the draft, but only 2 points per game. He's not really shooting the ball. That was a fear for a lot of people, but for me, Cody Williams will be just fine. Don't worry about that. Matas Buzelis, the 11th pick in the draft, only playing 7 minutes per game, 2 points per game. It's just not looking good, mainly because of minutes for these guys. So it's not too much of a concern. No one needs to take any victory laps and say this class is terrible or this class is great or whatever. But as you see the depth in it, multiple second-round picks, an undrafted rookie in the top 14 that I have listed here already. Like I said, Jamison Battle, undrafted, unknown, is the leader in points, followed by Jamal Shead, then Yves Missi. So no top 20 guys are in the top 3 in points. That's insane. Rebounds, Donovan Clingan is the leader at almost 6. Alex Sarr, 5.5. Yves Missi, 5. And Zach Edey, 5. And Jamison Battle, almost 5. So he's in 2 categories there. Assist leader, Jamal Shead, almost 5. Stephon Castle, 4. Keyshawn George and Bub Carrington, 3. I'll shout out AJ Mitchell as 5th. Second round pick for OKC. Leader in blocks, Yves Missi and Donovan Clingan are tied with 2.3. Alex Sarr and Keyshawn George tied with 2. Ariel Hukporti, 1.5. I would like to see Ariel Hukporti get more minutes. He was able to get some minutes for the Knicks in one of those games, and he showed that he can play. Like I said, he could. We will see. Leader in steals, Jonathan Mogbo, almost 2. And then Yves Missi, Stephon Castle, Pelle Larsson, Tajon Salon are all tied with 1. And the leader in minutes right now is Bub Carrington with 25.5. So, like I said, an unexpected week 1, but a fun week 1. And I cannot wait to see what week 2 brings. Great to be back to you guys. Like I said, The All Rookie Podcast is here for my weekly recaps, and I'll see you next week. Till next time, I'm out of here. Peace.